I'm gonna tell you the story of how I met Chad Wild Clay and how it changed my life. So stick around, because I guarantee this story is so unbelievable. But it happened to me! Before we get started, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you like this video! Like it for Chad! I've hinted at parts of this story on some other videos and whatnot about meeting Chad, but you have to get the whole package.
I'm excited to hear it. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's no exaggeration when I say that Chad Wild Clay and Qwaint changed my life. Well, Red, it all began a long, long time ago.
In a land far away, in a place where there was people.
I've been watching YouTube for as long as YouTube has been around. And through that, I've watched a whole bunch of different YouTubers, found out new genres of content I like. One creator that I was super into at the time was Matthias and his cluster of channels. Currently, he's known as Overkill.
Matthias, that's the dude with the glasses and the super sick beard. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, all their stuff was about destruction challenges. On this channel, Wrecked, Whose Weapons Are Better, featuring Chad Wild Clay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember this video.
At that time, I had no idea who this guy was.
Dude, this brings back memories. Oh my God, wow.
At that time, I only knew Tanner and Gunner. So this is the moment that I first was like, oh, yo, I need to check this guy out. He was flexing with the plastic ones and then produces the metal one.
That's right.
Like, especially the delivery and the swagger. They were like, well, how are you going to destroy a water belly with those? Aren't those like padded and foam and whatever? And then the way he just pulls out that metal one.
I mean, you have to have Chad. If you're gonna have this type of video, you gotta bring in Chad Wild Clay, because that was his channel at the time. Cutting up fruit, destroying fruit, all that kind of stuff. So I get that. Wow. Dude, oh my God, that brings back so many memories. I cannot believe we just watched that. That's been wow, it's like we went back in time. Holy smokes.
So after I saw that, I was like, I gotta check this guy out. So I went on his channel and then found out that he was the fruit smashing champion. He went through all different kinds of universes of fruit chopping. So I kept going back in the catalog and seeing that he also did music. Then I was like, yo, this guy's so multi-talented. What the heck?
Like, some of those music videos, dude, are hilarious. Like, I listened to Weird Al Yankovic growing up, and Chad literally reminds me of like a new age Weird Al.
And it's content that's so different from what I was usually watching. Then ultimately scrolling up all the way to see their first upload and how that turned out for them and learning their whole story.
Dude, that thing went viral. How many views does it have? Like 20 million or something ridiculous like that?
Oh yeah, their wedding highlight film.
Yeah.
28 mil. And this was before YouTube was YouTube as we know it today. 12 years ago, YouTube was just a page on the internet. Can you imagine the amount of curiosity going through my head as I discovered this guy and his channel?
So basically, you started watching this Rec channel, you found out that Chad was on the channel, and you're like, who is this guy? You go to his channel, find out he's actually a pretty cool dude as well. That's awesome. That's the start. That's how you like got introduced to Chad.
And I'm sure that story follows the same with a bunch of viewers right now.
Everybody watching this video, what was the video that got you to watch Chad and V? Like, what was the actual thing that got you hooked? And why did you keep watching them? I'm actually genuinely curious about this. I mean, for myself, the video that I think that I started watching at was when Daniel and V and Chad were like in like this like abandoned area in Vegas. Like there's like this abandoned like ghost town. And they were like walking around looking for stuff. I think that was the one. I don't remember the exact video, but it was like about triangles and looking for stuff. Anyway, keep going, dude. Sorry.
Now, completely unrelated to all of that story, I've been living in Vegas for a majority of my life at this point. For personal reasons, I had to go to California. The reasons for going there, unrelated to this story.
So you're going to California for some unrelated event that has nothing to do with YouTube. Wink, wink. But
hey, I just been trying to make me sus.
Hey, I'm not trying to make you sus, but you're the one that always tries to make me sus in these videos. So hey, listen, I gotta take the opportunity when I can get it, okay?
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think you're sus here. I'm sharing one of the most exciting, exhilarating, life-changing stories that's ever happened to me.
So you're driving to California for non-sus related events and continue. Go ahead, I'm excited. Keep going.
And I had a friend, a close confidant of mine, tell me that the bathrooms at a particular gas station.
Whoa. This whole reason you're driving to California is because of bathrooms?
No!
What is this? What is This story took a huge turn, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
No!
what? So you're going to see the Skibbity Bop toilet? Okay, I get it, dude. You're like super woke. You start hearing about Skibbity Bop before everybody heard of Skibbity Bop. That's good.
Okay, I was just told at a particular gas station I would find these magical urinals.
Are you making this up? Is this
No.
actually real?
The gas station in particular is in Yermo, California. It's called Eddie World.
I'm going to go there now.
I have to go there every time I pass by it because of their urinals, which don't work anymore, sadly. I was told that the urinals there have a special program in there. They got video games on the urinals. I don't know how else to explain it.
Wait, what? There's urinals have video games built into them. I'm curious how this works. How does a urinal have a video game? I'm excited.
I mean, it's like, you only have left and right control, and you can fill in the blanks here. There's games like you're a linebacker and you gotta get through the opponents, or you're driving a car and you have to steer left and right. And your boy is a high-level gamer, so I'm gonna look at that as a challenge. I'm gonna get the high score.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm acting like it's weird, but honestly, I probably would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have driven 3 hours to go check out this urinal so I can play video games there.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Well, it wasn't the main reason. I wasn't going just to play video game toilets.
Sure, totally. Yeah, whatever you say, bro.
Yeah, it is a key detail, though. I mean, I know there's a few people that are watching. They're like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about. I arrived to Eddie World. Okay, I'm with a friend. We enter. We look straight for the toilets. Mind you, we've been driving 3 hours. I'm trying to get a high score, so I definitely loaded up on some HP.
You're like, I'm drinking 6 bottles of water before I get to this urinal because I really want to make sure I break some records.
Everyone looking at me. Who's that guy? He must be tough.
Because this is part of the Chad story. So I'm excited to see how this is to the Chad story. This is okay. How many times a day do you think the clerk at the gas station has to deal with people like you and me walking into the store going, hey, listen, I don't want to buy anything. I just want to use the toilet.
One of the things they flex is clean bathrooms, which is very important.
I mean, who cares about it being clean? I just want to get a high score when I'm going to the bathroom.
In order to tell a Chad story, I have to bring in a toilet. Like, I don't mean it. It's just very weird. Well, anyways, with my buddy and I, we walked out. We were excited to use the restrooms. That's all we could talk about. Beside the entrance to the restrooms were all the refrigerators of drinks, right?
Of course.
The cold cabinet.
Yeah, of course, because they want to make sure you have a max ammo before you have to go to the bathroom.
That is the last place I was thinking of looking. Something caught my eye.
I think I've heard this part.
This
is how it happened.
Was a tall gentleman. Probably one of the tallest people I've ever seen IRL.
He's about to go break some records in that bathroom is what you're saying.
I think he already did, because he was like looking for drinks possibly.
Ooh,
he was
right.
like just waiting, standing out there. I only saw the back of his head.
You had to know right away who that was. Wow.
I knew exactly what it was. Yes, I had seen that logo. I was like, wait.
What goes through your mind at that point? Because like, you could be that weird person who's like, oh gosh, what should I do? Should I walk up to this guy? Should I ask for his autograph? Like, what was going through your mind when you knew at that point that was Chad and V?
Well, it was only Chad. I only saw Chad at first. Well, I had a feeling it was him for sure, because I had just seen that pattern and that red, and also that height. Like there's something really jaw-dropping when you just see somebody that tall. Like, Chad is 6'4", but I didn't know what to do. I've never even met a YouTuber before. There was no time. I just had to act in the moment. It was a quick time event. Hey, do I say something to this guy? Well, I pretty much just like walked up to him. He was facing the drinks, so I had to like get his attention out of nowhere. Yeah, but I just did it in one shot at like slightly louder than normal. Hey, excuse me, are you Chadwild Clay?
Oh, you just straight up just said it. You weren't even beating around the bush.
I mean,
that's bold, bro. That is bold.
And he turns around, and yes, sir, it is legitimately the Chadwild Clay that I came across and watched his videos and like followed to the beginning of his time on YouTube, and he was right here in front of me. in this random gas station in the middle of nowhere.
How weird for the universes to collide, for you and Chad to run to each other in a random gas station. How strange. Like, what was his attitude when you just had some random person say that?
Oh man, I mean, I didn't know if it was something that he was used to or if it was weirded out by him. When Chad turned around, and I could 100% confirm that it was the Chad Wild Clay from the videos. I mean, I was pretty much speechless, starstruck. I had never met a YouTuber or even a real celebrity, now that I think about it. Yeah, I mean, I felt bad. Like, what if they had just been driving for hours? What if he was like dead tired? What if it just wasn't a good day? But he turns around, it's like, yes, that's me. At that point, yeah, I don't know. I think I was definitely brain scrambled. Like, how do I approach this situation? And it's funny because like I have seen it happen to people who come up to Chad, like the exact same like realization. Hey, are you Chad Wild Clay? Him turning around and like you know, seeing the shocked look on the person's face. Like, that definitely happened to me. I went through that. I experienced that firsthand.
I wonder if Chad can only meet people with his back turned. So he always gets to have that epic back turn. It's like, why, yes. Yes, I am.
Not only does he turn around, but he knows to look down.
Yes! This is Chad!
He's using a megaphone. Yes. I'm glad you could recognize me from down there.
So what was the next words out of your mouth? Like, what do you say? Chad turns around, he's like, yes, I am Chad Wild Clay. And you're like,
I feel like I pretty much just went through like the standard like rubric of like, okay, like the question format. So the next one is like, hi, I've watched your videos on YouTube. Yeah, and at that point, the friend I was with knew that it was already going down. He had no idea who I was talking to and why I was so excited. He just knew that like we were supposed to play the urinal games, and then I see somebody.
So wait a second. You haven't even used the bathroom yet, and you're still talking to Chad, and you said you had to go really bad because you had all this, all these liquids and all these Arizona teas prior to this. So you're probably like, Chad, okay, hey, good to meet you. Can I use the bathroom real quick? Like, what was that like?
Thankfully, I totally forgot that I had to, but my friend didn't, because I saw him like the moment that the conversation with Chad started, my friend just like continued onto the bathroom. He probably had to go, or didn't want to interrupt me, or just didn't know why I was talking to this random guy at the gas station.
I mean, if I was him, I'm like, dude, I don't care. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Leave me alone. Chad turns around. Your buddy has to go to the bathroom. What's the butterfly effect that happens at this point? I'm curious.
Oh, I mean, just the fact that, like, if anything would have went wrong, I wouldn't have, like, you know, came across Chad at that moment. If I had drove a little slower, you know, if my friend didn't tell me about the urinal games, obviously I had to share with him, like, yo, I see your stuff, man. While I was trying to fill him in with what I knew about him, that's when I saw his glance turn around. I, like, look over to where he's looking. Of course, it's V! The same shock that I had meeting Chad, it definitely happened all over again with V.
Except you weren't like this. It was more like this. Right.
I mean, I definitely know some people that are as short as her too. But when you see them side by side. So she came around the time when I was giving them big gas for the stuff that I had seen on their YouTube channels.
Were they like looking at their watch going, anyway, so I think it's... I think we probably should get going.
I mean, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if I was like holding them up or whatever. I mean, you know, when I had asked them what brought them all the way out to the middle of the desert, they were telling me actually that they were going to Las Vegas. But I just told them that I was from Vegas.
Like, how does this interaction go from that to where you are now?
Well, it didn't really. And I didn't even think about it at the time. But since I already talked so much about them, they were very kind enough and patient enough to ask me about me. So I gave them a brief rundown of like what I did, and I just figured it'd be easy if I just gave them my Instagram.
You know what? This actually makes a whole bunch of sense. Over on your Instagram, I've actually seen this picture before. Let's go ahead and pull it up and look at it real quick.
The only Instagram account I use is at Melvindicator, and that's a play off of Vindicator, not Melvin Dictator. It's an old Xbox Live name.
This is the first time I actually saw your face, I believe.
Yeah, I bet you can't see it, but V is tiptoeing. No, I'm just kidding.
Where does it go from here? Like, how are you like, hey, we should totally do videos together? And they're like, okay, sounds good. See you tomorrow.
Ah, man, because that's honestly an even longer story. I pretty much talked about it with my friend the whole way to California.
I bet.
About how I just kept going on and on about how cool it was. And we watched a couple more of his videos, and he's all like, man, like this is the guy that you met. And like it was just a a big old thing.
Dude, you know what I think is really, really crazy, and probably what drove me to watching Chad also back in the day, was the fact that, look at this face he's making. He's so excited all the time. He's just in a good mood all the time. That's a genuine smile, bro. That's not like, hey, I've just been driving 17 hours on the road. Who cares? We don't know. He's just having a good time.
You know the twist behind it? That's like exactly around the time that their content took a twist. But they started getting harassed by people. They started getting a stalker.
That's true.
And then I had realized that the reason why they were going to Las Vegas was to get away from someone that was hacking them back in California. And now they're moving out of the safe house for the same reason.
Little did they know that Las Vegas was like the hub. Man, where does it go from there? Like what happens next?
It was on my birthday, September 17th, if you didn't know. On my birthday, I received a phone call. Didn't know who it was from, but I just figured, hey.
Does everyone watching this video know where this is going?
Do you?
I do know where this is going, I think. Go ahead.
Well, I received a phone call. It was from somebody I never talked to before.
Is this why everyone's getting on me so bad about making phone calls? Is that why? Is because of this type of stuff right here?
I can't really go into too much details about what this phone call was about. They were pretty much offering me some money to pick up a guy.
So hang on. So you get this mysterious phone call, and I think all of us know what this mysterious phone call was from. I'm pretty sure. How did they get your number, number one? And number two, why would they be doing it now? Is it because you posted that picture of Chad and V at the gas station?
I'm sure that the people who called me were able to put the pieces together. You know, they probably saw that on Instagram. They saw that I probably followed them. They saw that I posted and tagged them and whatnot. Like, I guess I shouldn't be answering random phone calls like that, but they knew who I was, and they called on my birthday. So it just felt like a special thing.
Can we go into detail about that? Can we go into like how that kept going and how you became a part of that thing?
Did you see the title of this video?
Give a big fat thumbs up if you want Melvin to go more into detail about this mysterious phone call and what happened. You guys know what I'm talking about.
So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this fated moment of meeting Chad and V for the first time.
Can we get a big, huge thank you, Chad, in the comments? Without that moment, Melvin wouldn't be who he is today. I mean, honestly, Mel, we wouldn't really be like that good of friends if it wasn't for Chad, to be honest.
I mean, man, I cannot get over how crazy all of it is put together. And that's only the beginning. There's like so much more. So I want to know if you guys want to know more about it too. Because obviously, I could talk about Chad and V all day. Like, they are so important to me. They are some of my biggest motivators. They're some of my biggest inspirations.
I think I speak for everybody when I say thank you so much for sharing this story, because I know there's a lot of people that have not heard it yet. So thank you so much to Chad Wild Clay. Thank you so much to V Qwaint. If you guys are not subscribed to those two channels, I'm sure you are. But if you haven't already, run over there and hit that subscribe button and say thank you. Everybody, have an awesome day. Melvin, you have an awesome day as well. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.